Yeah. So, yeah, well, again, thank you for, thank you all the participants to be here. And of course, thank you, Aleli and Rajalakshmi, to be part of this activity, this session. As I said before, when Aleli brought me the proposal, I said, yes, let's do it. Let's find a suitable day to do this. And well, from the embassy, we're really happy to carry out another activity about this important issue. We hope that with the experiences of Aleli and Rajalakshmi, well, all of us will learn a bit more about well this issue and which are the different perspectives about women's empowerment and how is the gender equality is from Argentina and India. So just a brief introduction, because I want to both Aleli and Rajalakshmi introduce themselves. Right, Aleli Peiro, well, she is a writer. She has been a yoga teacher for more than 10 years. She was. So the participants may put the all unmute and mute, please. So, yeah, thank you. In the government of India has granted an ITech scholarship to her in the past. Then she will explain and she will tell us a bit more about that great experience. She also is a writer. She has written many books. She had I read that you had a huge success at the meeting about the Spanish language in Córdoba. I'm aware about that, so congratulations. Okay. And from the Indian side, we have Rajalakshmi Joshi, who is also an Indian writer, but she is also a very fluent, very excellent speaker. I've listened, I've watched the TEDx session. Oh, you also are, yeah. You also, well, Rajalakshmi is also an architect and TV panelist, and I think the most important thing for this issue, she's also a social activist. So this is a brief introduction to both of you. If you want to start, Aleli, to explain further about you. And thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon for India. I'm Aleli Peiro. I am Argentinian, a writer and a yoga teacher. I taught yoga in Argentina for 10 years. I be honored to travel to India because I love very much her culture, her philosophy and spiritually, and was the great opportunity to travel to India for a scholarship won by the government of India and the ambassador Dinesh Bhatia, the ambassador of India in Argentina. This was amazing experience shared with people of 20 countries. I think, well, this inspired me, my 6 books, The Infinite in a Sound. The principal character is Amber. Amber is a yoga teacher. That gives her more flexibility as a character. Amber, Haidev, and Tejas, the characters, discovered in very old archaeological ruins in Maharaja, Ranachiri, I think near Bombay. The archaeology is a way of discovery, but also in Amber discovered her meaning of her life and empowering this, the meaning of her life, and digging into certain things that woman cannot do, digging about her myth, digging about into her fear. This is important. Discover something and destroy other things. I think this is very important issue, no? The woman have not, still taking a backseat in government and boardroom. We need stay in position of power to turn out to sustainability changes. This is very important. The woman still earn less than men. Most of the CEO and world leaders are men, and there are many homicide. In Argentina, we have a specific word for that. We call femicide. And this is important, no? In my experience, yoga is a powerful tool for bring self-esteem, self-love, and self-realization. Self-confidence in my student, self-confidence give her more awareness for skills. Develop her talents, the experience giving touch yoga classes here is very good for that. And also I work in technology sector, empowering women in programs that for the woman can start new jobs. This is very important, no? And networks, mentoring. My experience is very good in the subject. Rajalakshmi, you can go on if you like.
Okay. A very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, a very good night to everybody who's joining us from all over the world. And it's such a beautiful feeling to be able to connect here like this. And I would say that this is one good thing about the pandemic, that, we have all started coming online, and that, these interactions have become easier. So, and at the very outset, I wish to thank firstly Aleli for taking so much efforts, to bring together all of this, and a huge thanks to Mr. Carlos, and for such a beautiful introduction, and for such a lovely initiative, and for taking so much efforts to. I have seen on your website, on Facebook, on the Facebook page also, on your website also, about your different initiatives for women empowerment. And what I noticed is that actually there are, I think you have even allotted days where a girl child is she takes over as the ambassador, like she takes over the social media page of the embassy, which is a huge thing. I mean, it's a huge that is nothing less than empowering. I mean, a young girl child is given the entire responsibility of an embassy of the embassy of Argentina, which is a huge, such a huge empowerment. So I really salute you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure that India and Argentina, we can definitely with some like-minded people like Mr. Carlos and Aleli, I'm sure that we can all get together, and because of this closeness now, the pandemic has brought all of us close. So I think this is a good time for us to be able to build better bridges between us, connect all of us, and be able to do some really good work. And yeah, I would like to say some things about myself. Like, I am somebody who has always been into a lot of different activities. Like you were saying, by profession, I'm an architect, and I'm also a writer by heart, and I'm a social activist, a social entrepreneur by heart, because now during this pandemic, myself and my husband, Mr. Mahesh Joshi, he is there on this meeting too. So we have actually made sure that close to a little more than 5,000 migrants, we have provided for them for their daily food, for their ration, and with the help of some good organizations, of course. But if it was not for social entrepreneurs all over the globe, there would have been anarchy during the pandemic. So again, a big thanks to all the social entrepreneurs who have helped make sure that people don't go hungry, and who have shown that they have a golden heart. So apart from that, I also am a television panelist who is very regularly on television debates. I have one debate here and another 45 minutes now. So just lined up just right after this. So that is why I was asking you, Aleli, up to what time we have this actually. So, I would have loved to obviously speak much more, but, there is always the paucity of time. So there is so much to share between India and Argentina that, whether it may be in terms of social ties, whether it may be in terms of cultural ties, whether it may be in terms of business. And I'm sure that all of this together, we can bring all of this together and create some very good opportunities out of the adversity that we are going through. I'm also a motivational speaker. If you have observed on my YouTube channel, I have not really put up too many videos there, but then I do have a YouTube channel where I have put some motivational talks, and I have written a few books also on positive thinking, on how to improve your mindset. Basically, what I feel is, what sets apart the successful people, the successful men and women all over the world, is their mindset. That is the only thing. The way they think. I think, if around the world, women, they learn how to stand up for themselves, if they learn that they themselves are strong, then I don't think that someone else needs to empower them. I think they are self-empowered. They have it within them to empower themselves. So during the course of conversation, I will tell you a little more about our culture and how, in our culture, actually in Indian culture, actually women are supposed to be even much more empowered than what they are right now, and how, we both, India and Argentina, can help each other philosophically and culturally, and, even in terms of certain, say, maybe technology, and even now, especially during the pandemic, since everybody's connected online, I think, this is a good way to exchange ideas and to exchange business thoughts, and to be able to bring the whole world together and create a lot of business opportunities for everybody. So what better way to empower people than to do that? So over to you, Carlos, and we'll have a nice conversation.
Thank you so much for your kind words, both Aleli and Rajalakshmi. Honestly, we are so honored and proud to have you, both of you, here in this session. I mean, from our side, we are happy. Well, you said, the activity that we had last month for the International Day of the Girl was really, successful, but also we learned a lot from the girl who was chosen as the takeover. She took over the embassy and the ambassador position. Yeah. It was a really, really nice experience. And as you said, that India and Argentina may have a lot of ties in different areas, and I think that both Gladys and Divya that are in the audience, because through tango, as Gladys is a teacher and a maestro, and through Divya, through the cinema, I mean, all of these cultural areas, cultural ties may strengthen the role of the women in our countries. So I would like to start with the first question just to trigger the conversation. We know that both in Argentina and India, the central governments take some measures in terms of, well, to strengthen the participation of the women and in order to guarantee the rights of women and the gender equality itself. But I would like to ask you about your particular experiences in your cities, in your daily life. What measures or what initiatives are taken in your cities, in your provinces, and how are you involved, or how are you involved in those activities, in those initiatives? So I don't know, we can start, Argentina, India, Aleli, we can.
In Córdoba, we make progress in that issue, gender equality, but we still a long way to go. Córdoba is the second more important, largest city in Argentina. There is an important center of university and technology. The important thing is we have a very powerful entrepreneurial ecosystem. In this solution, work together, this is important, work together, government, university, and industry. And other thing, the government gives a scholarship for women to learn new technology. This is very important. And we have a very powerful woman in science, like Gabriela Gonzalez, Dr. Gabriela Gonzalez, that recently measured gravitational waves and be awarded by Nobel. And Sandra Diaz, that make very important work about biodiversity and climate change, and receive and gives awarded by international awards. Very important. In my community, in my city, we have many programs, and we have a ministry for women, and places that women can report cases of abuse. In Córdoba, mostly in Argentina, we land of immigrants, mostly Italian and Spanish. We are a patriarchal society. Patriarchal means that the man is over the woman, and that is very bad, because the important thing is change that a wife is equal like her husband, a daughter is equal to her sister, and the daughter is equal to her sons. When a man and woman is just equal, not worse, not better, just equal. This is important to change it, I think.
Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah, just I would like to give the floor to Rajalakshmi to tell us, to share with us some initiatives in your city or in your daily life.
Okay, yeah. I will like to start with what is the root cause of the problems, whatever we face. In India, just like Aleli was saying, in our country also, we have, right now, we have a patriarchal society. But I would like to actually bring to your notice that, you know, in the past, like in Indian culture, if you have read any of our texts, if you have read any of the Hindu scriptures, if you have read of any of the Puranas are the stories. In that there are two types of Puranas. They are called Smriti and Shruti. That is some things, some texts which are like, these are all thousands of years old, which, you know, some of them are like they have been passed down by people telling their children stories, and some of them have come down by texts. So there are two types, and these are all stories, and these are the basis of how we know how the culture must have been and what the thought process must have been. So in Indian culture, actually, if you go to see, you know, the goddess is given the entire power of, you have a goddess for education, you have a goddess for money and abundance, that is Lakshmi, and on whose name, I mean, my name is Rajalakshmi, so that is a goddess of abundance, you could say. So you have Lakshmi, which is a goddess of abundance. Then you have Vidya and Saraswati, who are the goddesses of knowledge and education. Then you have goddess Durga and Parvati, who are the goddesses for power, and you know, they're called Shakti, and these are the ones who govern the entire universe. So a civilization that actually worshipped womanhood in, you know, so in so much such a form, you know, it is so pitiful that actually the way we have developed, actually, and all over the globe, we have all got very far away from what our ancestors knew about nature, what our ancestors thought about how to treat each other, how to treat animals, how to treat nature, how to treat the environment around us. We have all gone away from all of that, and somehow our society has become this patriarchal society, where actually women are taking on roles that previously used to be taken on by only men. But then again, you know, that mindset has remained the same. So what has happened is, through the years, women in our country, they lost this status of, you know, earlier what people used to look upon them as goddesses. So somehow people started looking at the girl child as a liability rather than as an asset. So that is how you have this patriarchal society, where you know, the boy child is given more preference, and the girl child, in fact, it has reached it through some years after the independence of India. It has reached to such an extent that for every 1,000 boys, you have, you know, almost 50 to 100 girls less. So there is an imbalance in the number of girl to boys. So that actually was the major concern of the government, when the present government, that is when Sri Narendra Modi ji, when he took over as Prime Minister in 2014, you know, one of his pet projects was Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, of which I am also, I am a part of that initiative, and I head the program for my district. So that is why, you know, initially I was under the impression that this is a problem only of the rural areas, that, you know, this imbalance about the girl to boy. But then I realized that this imbalance happens because unfortunately what happens is, when people start looking at the girl child as a liability, they start thinking that they don't want daughters at all. So, and in today's times, when people have access to technology, they used to start testing the fetus of the unborn child, and if it turns out to be a girl child, they will simply abort it. So you don't have the girl child at all. So there were so many people who used to not have daughters at all. So that is how this imbalance has started happening. But then, you know, gradually what has happened is this testing has been banned, and this abortion after testing of the sex of the unborn child has been banned, and obviously it is a crime now. So that actually, more than making it a crime, because what we have observed is, when you tell somebody that this is a crime, they try to find ways and means of doing it. That is the human tendency, that people try to find some route, that they will have it hidden, they will have this testing on the sly, they will do something to deceive, they will do some cheating, and they will try to get away with it. So instead, the better way would be to change the mindset of people and to make them realize that daughters are no longer liabilities, that daughters are as good as sons. And so there was this motto, this tagline of Narendra Modi ji that said, Beta Beti Ek Saman, that is the girl child and the boy, the son and the daughter, they are equal. So when people start looking at the son and the daughter as equal, at that time, then they will start treating them as equal. They will start educating them properly. They will not tell the daughters that this is not something you can do. This is, you should keep away from this. You can only do this. You can only do that. The problem is when the child is taught right from the childhood that these are the tasks that a girl is expected to do. These are the tasks that a boy is expected to do. This is not something you can do. You are not capable of doing this. The minute a girl, a woman starts thinking that this is something I can't do, that box is there around her head saying, I can't do this. And that is what stops. So if Aleli had thought that, no, I cannot step out of my country, how can I do something in India? How can I do something connected with yoga? How can I do that? If she had that thing in her mind stopping her, then she wouldn't even have tried it. But the minute you start thinking about it, the minute you break all those mental barriers, that is when you start looking for ways and means to do it. So one important initiative of this is creating awareness of the fact that the girl child can be equal, is in fact making their parents proud in so many different areas, whether it may be an astronaut, whether it may be a scientist, as a doctor, a surgeon, everywhere, in all fields, in all countries. But even then, even in Western countries also, all over the world, you have so much inequality between the fee structure, between the payment being made to the female and the male. So that actually is a global problem. It is not just an Indian problem. But then in India, we did have that issue about this female infanticide, feticide, which has been actually made into a crime. It has been declared as a crime right now. And then apart from that, to make sure that the girl becomes she becomes an asset. So there are some initiatives, like there are a lot of subsidies being given to loans. So then the woman entrepreneur gets loans more easily. There are many more business ideas. There are many small businesses that women can easily operate from homes. So these are encouraged more and more. And you have things called as bachat ghats, and you have some small groups. There are groups formed all over the place where women come together in their free time, and they manufacture some certain small and medium industry products. And then even on a small scale, they're able to generate business. They're able to become business persons, and they're able to grow also as entrepreneurs. So then that way, they become empowered. They become self-sufficient. So then they don't become a liability on their parents or on their husband. They become self-sufficient. So mentally also, they have to think that they can do it. Only then, they can actually take a step. They can move forward. And with the help of the government also, definitely a lot more can be done. So there always is a lot more room for improvement, but I'm sure we will reach there. And after some time, I'll also tell you a few suggestions that I have about how we, both the countries, we can do something about a little more self-sufficiency for the women. So over to you.
Thank you so much. Oh, you're your words were so inspiring and well. First of all, I would like to say that I didn't know that you are a really big part of Modi Ji's initiative. So I'm really happy to know to be aware to hear about that because we know that about the Ministry of Women and those initiatives that PM Modi has started when he took office in 2014. But and this is really nice to hear from a direct voice what you are doing, what you do, particularly in your city, in your area, and also Aleli. I'm partially from Córdoba because my mom is from Córdoba and half my family is there. So I have a particular approach and I'm being so close to your city. I told you that I go every year there. And I know that these initiatives are really strong, but they are keeping, as Rajalakshmi said, that there are a lot of work to do still and many steps to carry out and to follow. So I think that this leads me to the second question. For both, what do you think that? How can you describe women's empowerment from your perspective, and what activities or what will you focus on in order to say, this is women. Here we can see how an activity, anything may empower the women and how this can go to an equal gender equality. So Aleli, if you can start.
I think the most powerful tool is education. Education is overcome inequality gender, I think. And like Amber say in my novel, Infinity in the Sound, we can listen our heart and wake the power, the inner power, no, the authentic power. Nobody can take it for you. It's not your look, not your fame, not your money. It's your energy. That is very important. Work hard, and dream big. And I still working with women, empowering through yoga and these mentoring programs for women to start her own business. That is very important things. And education is education overcome all. The education is more important thing. And that is important to say that in Argentina we can highly and public education. This is very, very important. Many women can graduate. I see with many women doctors, psychology, and in all the areas. This is more important, public and highly education.
Yeah, that's one of the aspects that when I'm also in charge of education in the embassy, and every time that I have to explain how our system works is like a surprise because of the system and how it is open and free for everyone. So yeah, I really support your idea that education is one of the main keys in this aspect, and we are lucky in our country, in Argentina, to have this public and higher education. And not only in higher education, also in primary and secondary levels, but universities. You know that in India and in many countries, there's a system where high tuition fees have to be faced from the student side. So in that sense, in Argentina, we are lucky. Please Rajalakshmi, your words about this question, or you can continue with your previous words, because they were so connected with this question.
Okay. So, like I was saying at that time, there is a lot definitely that India and Argentina can contribute to each other. Like I was saying earlier, there is what I always feel is there is always this need for mentally empowering people. So that actually was the basis of yoga that Aleli has been pursuing. So if you have noticed, meditation and yoga, they were all a part of Indian culture, which made sure that people they stay balanced mentally, and they stay calm, and they stay and they're able to focus on a lot of things. They're able to concentrate, and that they also were very intuitive about a lot of things. So this actually, we need to get back to all of that again. Like I was saying, somehow we have developed a kind of a distance with all these learnings, which our ancient people had, which we have all drifted away. So it is thanks to a lot of interest shown by good people like Aleli, who have been doing a lot in this field of yoga and meditation. So meditation is connected with yoga again, and again that is about mental power. So I would say that since now we are all connected online, so now earlier there was a lot of hesitance, about people having webinars, and people used to not really have meetings online. But now I have seen that even school children they also have classes online, and all offices, all companies, everybody speaks, and everybody is connecting with each other online. So I think this is a very good opportunity for us to exchange ideas, for us to, like, say for example, some women in India, they could actually conduct classes for people in Argentina about yoga. They could teach them some things about India. They could teach them Indian cuisine. They could teach them some handiwork, some small activities that is a speciality of India. So that is something that Indian women could, they could conduct online classes, and they could in that way they could empower people in Argentina also. And in Argentina, whatever specialities you have, like now I must say, I couldn't stop myself from saying this, but we are all huge fans of Maradona, and like there are a lot of there are a lot of fans here of Maradona. So there is a lot of exchange that can happen, say in terms of sports. There is a lot that can be exchanged that way, in terms of, say, maybe techniques, in some terms of technology, in terms of sporting activities. Like Argentina is one of the top teams. You may even say it's the best in World Cup. Like we have always followed World Cup so religiously, that this is something that obviously that also can be a part. So just coming back to this. So this online, a lot of ideas and technology can be exchanged. So even on a small scale, like even somebody who may not be very educated can still conduct some classes. They can have exchange of information, exchange of technology. And I think it's a good opportunity for, if the governments, if the embassies also, if they take this initiative to, maybe bring together some small groups of entrepreneurs, and if you're able to, help them connect with people who may need that kind of a service, who may need that kind, who may want that kind of a speciality, who may be looking at that kind of an art form maybe, or that kind of a some technical speciality. So that I think, you know, the embassies, they can bring them together. So like I was saying, we have a lot of women's groups in India. So definitely, you know, it will be easier for us, you know, if we are able to go global, if we are able to get this international platform, because now since everything is online, it's so easy. Earlier, we had to actually travel there. Earlier, if I had to give this talk, I would have to actually come to Argentina, which of course I would love to, and I definitely look forward to that as soon as possible. But then right now, that travel is not holding me back. So even those women groups also, they can very easily, you know, they can access some end users in Argentina, and similarly, people in Argentina, they can also access women's groups in India, and they can help each other. So I think, you know, that way, even, you know, people who are not very well to do, who are not very well educated, they also can become entrepreneurs. And like Modi ji always says that, you know, you don't need to always be a job seeker. You can be a job creator, which you know, I don't think that should hold you back. That, you know, the fact that everybody does not have access to high education, but that should not hold you back from you know, being self-sufficient, or from creating abundance for yourself. Yes, education is very much necessary. Up to a certain extent, it must be compulsory for everybody. And even in India, especially for the girl child, education is free up to high school level, and even in the further studies also, certain subsidies are given. I agree that is not enough, because there has to be a lot more initiatives. But then I think that, you know, definitely, if these things are made possible, then even students, when they are learning, they can earn some money while teaching people, you know, in other countries also. They can actually become international teachers, and they can also earn some money. They can become self-sufficient, and they can fund their own education also. So I think that also would be a good way of empowering the girl child. So this, I always believe, you know, educate and empower. So empowering is, you know, it comes from creating awareness. It comes from education. It comes from, you know, being self-sufficient from being employable, creating employability. And also the biggest thing is the mindset. So I think that, you know, you have to take off these barriers, these things that say that I am from India and I can only do business here, or I'm a girl child, or I'm a woman, so I'm limited to doing this. So whether I may be in India or whether I may be in Argentina, I think that, you know, the world is the limit now. So I think that we can all come together and work to create a much better space for everybody.
Thank you so much for your words. I completely agree with you. And I took some notes of your lovely speech, because, well, you introduced a lot of ideas. I mean, concepts, strong concepts. It's true, well, that we can start to do more of this kind of virtual activities, virtual meetings, bringing up more people involved. I mean, more social activists, more even official government officials involved in these initiatives, like you, like what we have in Argentina. And it's true that the mindset is, well, I mean, we have education, but also the mindset, and this creation of awareness. I forgot about this Modi's phrase about it's not only a matter of, well, teaching, but also like fostering.
Yeah, he speaks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is like self-sufficient India. So if all the women become Atmanirbhar, if each one of us becomes Atmanirbhar, if each one becomes self-sufficient, then the whole country becomes self-sufficient. So
exactly.
each one has to be self-sufficient.
Excellent. I know that we are short of time because, well, you have another meeting. Just to, well, if anyone of the audience has any question, may raise their hand or write it in the chat. Then chat. Otherwise, we would finish the meeting. This lovely session. Well, as you know, this is recorded. So then, Aleli, please share it with all of us. We would love to post it in our social media and also in our website. And I hope that this would be the first of many meetings and sessions like this. We would love to invite you, Rajalakshmi, to Argentina. And now it's the worst situation perspective. It's incredible that, I mean, personally, we are facing this corona situation, that the countries are closed, that tourists are not allowed, international tourists are not allowed. But we have to hope that for next year, vaccine will come, and hopefully everyone can travel again. Meanwhile, we should keep working on these virtual activities. So, if there are no... yes, Gladys, please, Gladys, as I introduced her, tango teacher from Italy now. I mean, she's from Argentina, but she's in Italy. Please.
Yes. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much for this talk. It was so interesting. I'm so glad to be here with you now, because from my side, as a tango instructor traveling all over the world in the last 30 years, I only could prove like that a single woman could teach, men could travel alone. So I feel so close of this subject, particularly because it's for a woman, it's not easy in Argentina, not in India, but at the end, the things improves a lot. So at the end, things are accepted. Yeah, and I can do it even in Middle East. So my job, working, traveling, teaching, it's not easy, but it's possible. The society, little by little, is accepting that a woman can be powerful, even in the small world, right? Because I'm just a dancer, I'm not a speaker, I'm just a tango dancer, tango teacher. Yeah, but now we are approaching little by little to be equal, with men. I can teach men, for example, and I can share also my tango with the local one. As you know, Carlos, my main partner at the present is an Indian. He's an Indian man, Santosh Awatamani, from Mumbai, and it's a wonderful experience because we are sharing both cultures at the same time that we are training ourselves to perform together. We are sharing our history. So I think that for both of us it's so rich. It's so rich because we are growing up in this sharing, okay, learning. So it's so good. For me, teaching in India in the last 7 years, only in the last 2 years, I'm doing that with Santosh. I got a lot. I got a lot from the Indian culture, and I'm looking forward to travel again. It will be the first destiny, I think, once the borders will be open. To keep teaching Indian people in 6 cities now. So I will be glad to see you again, Carlos, and thank you very much, ladies, for sharing.
Looking forward to
your talk.
Forward to have you here again. Of course, that we will invite Rajalakshmi next time you will perform in Mumbai as you did 2 years back. Because, well, as she said, Santosh is from Mumbai. She's your neighbor. So, hopefully by next year, finger crossed, and the vaccine came up. We will resume these activities. So, and so if you would chat some. Thank you, Mahesh, for your words. I'm reading in the chat. So thank you, everyone. If you want to say some few words from our side, we are really glad, honored, happy to host this session. Looking forward to do more activities with both of you, and to keep cooperating between both countries. So thank you so much. And Aleli, Rajalakshmi, if you want to say last words.
Thank you so much, Aleli, and a huge round of thanks to Carlos. I can't thank you enough. It was a lovely feeling, speaking on behalf of my country, and about another country that I've really been looking forward to visiting. Like I said, we have actually been rooting for Argentina, so many times, during the World Cup and all. This is something that actually there are a lot of ties that way. So we don't realize it on an everyday level, but then definitely there are a lot of ties with Argentina. So it was a lovely feeling, speaking on behalf of India and for Indian culture. And I'm sure that this is just the start. This is just a beginning of a beautiful journey, and that definitely both the countries can take not just the two countries, but then we can do a lot more for the entire world. So we can set some examples for the entire world, I think. This lovely relation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Carlos, for this space to talk about this important issue. Thank you very much. And the Embassy Argentina in India, and the Association Dante Alighieri for allowing me this transmission. Thank you very much. And all the people online, applause for Gladys Fernandez. We need more tango class all the world, but tango is part of our culture. But that is very important thing that, thank you, Rajalakshmi, for your such a beautiful work. It's very important that Gladys said that all things are possible. The limit in the mind. And Rajalakshmi said too. Yes. That's very important. Just equal. Not fight against man and woman, just equal. Not worse, not better. But Gladys is a reality that there are many inequalities, and women need work like Gladys so hard to get a position to achieve something. It's not.
It took 20 years.
Okay.
Long way. Gracias.
Thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and and stay tuned for next sessions about this. Take care.
Yes. Take care, stay safe, all of you, and hope to see you all again soon.
Thank
you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
Divya. Thank you, Divya, for being there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.